Colonel Dan Rooney, decorated F-16 fighter pilot who served 3 combat tours in Iraq and is a 2-time Top Gun recipient. Sir, thank you for joining us. First and foremost, thank you for your service. Your thoughts on this?
Well, number one, thoughts and prayers with the crew who has gotten out of that F-15E. It's a dynamic situation. We don't know what's going on, but the things I can tell people that are watching is we prepare for this. And I've flown a lot of combat missions, and the final briefing you do is CSAR, search and rescue, in case you have to get out of this aircraft in enemy territory. And when you look at the totality of just the amazing work under Secretary Ward Pete Hegseth we've done, we've flown thousands of sorties without an incident. There was a near miss with an F-18 a couple weeks ago, but there is great preparation for this when it happens. And I promise you, it's the number one priority is getting this crew returned safely.
Can I ask you, sir, not that this is that, but in prior operations, there have been phases where fighter pilots were instructed to essentially not put the craft or themselves in danger per the objective of the current mission. Are you aware of any kind of objective or order like that, any directive in the current circumstance in Iran?
Yeah, we call those threat risks, and I'm not privy to any of that information. But as you've watched the air war unfold, we've gone from primarily stealth, right? F-35s, B-2s, F-22s to non-stealth aircraft. And when you're flying a non-stealth aircraft, we've got what's called as radar warning receivers. And if we are locked up by a radar-guided weapon system, a missile, we've got great technology to help us be aware of that, to evade those threats. What the great danger is are heat-seeking missiles, and those can be fired by an individual. They're very hard to detect other than visually. And as we've gone, and I said I've flown lots of combat, we use this term, the golden BB, that there is a chance, right, that you can be taken down by that lucky shot. And when you look at the totality of the thousands of sorties flown safely up until this point, you look at this, don't have great intel on it, but likely a heat-seeking missile that the F-15E crew did not know was there, and very unfortunate that they've taken it down. And yeah, I was listening. It is certainly a feather in the cap, if you will, for Iran. But I just encourage people to look at how many sorties we've flown safely up until this point, and we will react and maneuver to the enemy as well in this case. And I promise you that Pete and Raising Cane will be changing tactics based on this. But again, the big priority at this point, it's your worst fear as a combat aviator that you're shot down, you end up in enemy territory. CSAR is underway, and thoughts and prayers with that crew that's on the ground right now.
Lieutenant Colonel Rooney, I'm looking at some footage of this area in southwest Iran, and I mean, you don't see a building for miles. You see kind of a mountainous region, or hilly, I should say. It's a lot of grass and nature. There are no buildings around. So what do you do if you're a pilot who ejected? In the moment you land, and I'm sure terrified, what do you do?
Yeah, so fantastic question. And best case scenario are non-urban areas. And when you hit the ground, and we train every 18 months, we train for land and sea survival. This is fundamental to your training as a combat aviator. So they know exactly what to do. And that is hide in established communications with those rescue forces. And the benefit of being in an isolated area is you want to get out of there before someone finds you. And there's a great friend of mine, Spike Thomas, who ejected over Iraq. And it was a very similar situation, a very remote area that he was able to establish comms and get rescued successfully. in that combat zone. So that is the primary thing is you want to get really small, really fast, establish comms in order to get picked up. But best case scenario, the other dynamic, and we're briefed up on this, is these regions are very different. And the people that are in support of America versus the Iranian regime. And I use Iraq as an example, like northern Iraq, punching out in northern Iraq was a very different scenario for us on a search and rescue situation than punching out in Baghdad or that area. So hopefully you don't encounter anybody. If you do encounter someone, that they are friendly and that they're able to establish communications for a quick rescue. And when you look at the CSAR forces too, they're in very close proximity to this fight, which is another thing, because as soon as you get out of that aircraft, the timeline starts. And the CSAR is launched, and the more you can compress that pickup, the better chance of successful recovery there is.
Colonel, as you've mentioned, the pilot's preparation for the unlikely event of this, are the families prepared too? And I can't help but think about, as we cover this, that the families might be watching and waiting for information. Can you talk about the perspective of the families and what they might be going through right now, and especially in terms of information?
Yeah, I raised my right hand in 1998 to be a fighter pilot, and still serving now as the commander in the Oklahoma Air Guard for recruiting different mission. But I will tell you, in my career, the hardest thing I ever did was the 3 combat tours I went on to Iraq, kissing my wife Jackie and my 5 kids goodbye. And those moments galvanize when things like this happen, because every family member that knows that their loved one is an F-15E pilot or weapons systems officer is wondering, is that my husband? Is that my dad? And they won't know that information now. Like, this is a very close hold in a dynamic situation like this. But that is the great fear. And I remember, my wife, Jackie, back in the day, and you get your news through Fox or other affiliates. And when they would see someone was shot down, you can't help but wonder, is that my husband? So these are incredibly tense moments over there. And, we look at air power too, it's often a very sterile thing, but you forget the men and women in those cockpits. And yes, it is very sophisticated, but it gets unsophisticated very quickly when we have someone shot down like this in this scenario. So yeah, thoughts and prayers with all those families on this Good Friday.
Indeed. Thank you, Colonel. Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.